Hey, everybody. Welcome to Android App Addicts, episode 586. This show is brought to you by Randy Doherty, an extremely long-time Podnutz supporter. I swear, I'm pretty sure this guy was in the first OLF talk I gave. I'm pretty fairly confidently sure is what I'm going to say. Thank you, Randy, for the support through all the years. And if you too want to support this podcast, super easy. Patreon.com/Android App Addicts. Links in the boobity boo beneath us. Speaking about beneath us, no, that's not right. Joined this week by Josh.
Say Ivor. Say Ivor.
How is everything going, Ivor?
My land down under.
Everything going good, Ivor?
Oh, not too bad. I don't know if you can tell, but I went to a barber today and I had a proper haircut and a beard trim. Getting a beard trim is a great experience, you know. I can recommend it to anyone with a beard. Speaking of beards, what happened to you?
I just got lazy, cut it off. There's no real story behind it. I just got to the point to where I couldn't get it to look like I wasn't a hobo. So then I just cut off. I figured I'll try again later.
How's Josh?
Speaking of hobos, I'm doing well. It's been a really long time, and I missed you guys, and I'm excited about this. And they left part of your hair in the front there, Ivor.
Oh yeah, we need to get a refund. No, the barber I went to, she was a lovely lady. She used to, and apparently her grandfather served in the same ship that my father did in the Korean War. So that was a coincidence.
Very cool. Yeah, my dad was right before the Vietnam War. And then like when he was due to get out, like 2 weeks later, the war started. So he had good timing, is what I'll say.
Yeah, my dad was stationed in Korea after the war, I believe.
Did he pick up any?
Sorry.
I'll say, did he pick up any good cooking? Because supposedly, there's some good cooking over there.
Mac and cheese count?
As long as it ain't dog, yeah.
Yeah, don't knock it till you tried it, Dor.
Ooh.
Well, pass.
How you doing, man?
Pain, sore as hell, but I got good news. It looks like John Hopkins might break its agreement with Care First, so I'm gonna have to find whole new doctors. Oh wait, nice. That's not good news. Yeah, American medical system for the win.
Could be worse than ours.
We're gonna call it a push. So, have you guys seen any Android news you thought was fascinating, inspiring, enlightening, informative, crazy, or any hardware stuff? Spot your eye.
Well, I had I saw a link the other day to a possible Pixel Foldable. I just put the link in the chat there. So, basically, there's something called Android 13 QPR1. So it's a first in development build of Android 13 QPR1. And they pulled the thing and found a lot of references to something called Felix, the device named Felix, which folds. Apparently there's all these bits of code in there that I mean, Felix when it's been unfolded and unfolded. So they originally thought this would be the Pixel 7a, but it looks like we're going to get a Pixel Foldable. So that was interesting, I thought.
And that's a tablet?
Coming along. Yes.
Can you wear it on your wrist?
Well, that's the next step, I do believe. We're going to be putting it on our wrist.
version 2.
This will be the wrist foldable.
And I will say there is more foldable tablet stuff in the news also as well. And dare I say, maybe because of bigger form factor, bigger pieces, bigger parts, they actually might be able to make a foldable more successful with less of a crease issue and maybe less of issues like that. Whilst when it's folded, you You don't have to worry about dust and stuff. So thus helping the negation need of a case, maybe even.
What do they use for
That's fine.
a screen in these foldables?
It's a plastic type of screen, but they've recently come up with some very thin, quite bendy, but you still end up with a crease in the middle.
Yeah, I want to say it is a type of LED. It's not an OLED. I can't remember what it's called. Maybe, oh man. But I remember at CES like 2 years ago, they were showing examples of how they can be rolled and maneuvered. There's always a point of no return when it comes to the bending and folding, which is why some of the things that have foldable techniques in them, what they do is they have like a magic hinge that basically lets it not have to be like such a hard 180 degree angle when it does the fold. I will tell you guys honestly, I'm not a tablet guy. I've owned like 8 tablets in my life, 9 tablets in my life at least. They're great couch computers in air quote. They're the perfect device to be like watching a bad murder, death, rape movie documentary with the wife, and then pull up the tablet to figure out like who this is, what else have they been in, kind of thing. Except for that, I'm really not a big tablet fan. With that said, I could still see a foldable tablet being useful as hell just because it's so portable
On your wrist.
on your wrist.
So is it? Did it have the specs as far as the dimensions?
No, it doesn't. What it is, this is really a device they thought was going to be the Pixel 7a, and suddenly someone's realized that, we might have a Pixel tablet foldable here. I think a lot will depend on whether this gets Apple does with its iPad. Whether they come out with a foldable iPad.
Oh,
then everyone will have one.
Dude, everything that Apple just announced in the last week, they have a resizable widget and they're going crazy over it. Welcome to 2014, Apple folks. Okay, they're not going to have a foldable anything until we landed on Mars. That's how far away a Apple foldable I have to believe is, because they're so frigging far behind with everything. Just like their iPod. I mean, Creative Labs had a portable MP3 player like 4 years before.
Yeah.
So it's like I would never hold my breath waiting on them to come out with any piece of hardware. I expect once they do, you'll just have a certain amount of people believing that, oh, look at this, it's brand new.
Yeah, I don't disbelieve. What I'm saying is that there have been some rumors about Apple coming out with an foldable iPad, and a lot of people saying it's only a matter of time. I think what they're doing is waiting for everybody else to make some, and then come out with the typical Apple product.
Well, for 10 years, they've been saying the Apple TV is coming out, and for 6 years, they've been saying the Apple Car is going to come out. I'm not holding my breath for any of that stuff. I sooner believe they're going to have the Apple Watch that can do sugar glucose monitoring. Once they do that, they're going to sell like literal hotcakes, is what I'm going to say. But 2 pieces of tablet kind of news is what I'll say. This one was a leak that I don't think they wanted to get out, literally, because it didn't put everything in a good light, which it basically said, Google agreed with Samsung to work on the L version of their operating system, which is the large screen format, only if Samsung made a foldable every year. So basically, Google blackmailed Samsung and said, look, keep coming out with these foldable devices, and we're going to keep coming out with this Android version, aka they don't have to do as much work, kind of thing. Because I tell you, without the L version of Android, the amount of work Samsung would have had to be at least like twice as much work to make it usable in a foldable device. And every review I've seen, when they look at the Samsung, both of their foldable devices year over year over year, they just become smoother and more natural when you fold the screen part of the ways. What happens with the applications? And I'm sure a good amount of that work is coming straight from Google.
I am a big fan of the TLDR at the top of a website.
Oh yeah.
That's a door special there.
Yeah. I would say it makes a lot of sense because even Twitter last year started saying when you reshared or retweeted a link, it asked you if you read the post. It's what I hear because I don't use those crappy websites, but that's what they say. Now with that, there's another foldable piece of news, and this one was another Samsung news because I really hate Samsung. It was Samsung trademarks Flex G. Did you see this one, Ivor?
I don't think so, no.
This is the dual folding smartphone dash tablet. So quite literally, it folds twice. And I'm just going to put it between me and you. You're going to put anything on your wrist. If it folds twice, I think it has more likelihood of actually happening. So quite literally, you could have like a 17-inch foldable tablet and carry it around with you like a large phone.
I think Ivor just collapsed. This intrigues me more than just a single folding phone, because you can actually get some serious real estate with one of these.
Well, I'll say both. You could literally fold it up, save space in your backpack, your attaché, whatever you're carrying stuff around. And then when you get there, if you had to stand like they're showing off in these web pages, you had to stand like that. You could hold it up almost like a external monitor with a keyboard kind of thing. Yeah, oh yeah, you could get some definite use and functionality out of it. And I'll just harken back to me using Android like 12 years ago, being blown away that I could load up the website, load up WordPress, log in, edit a post, use an FTP client, connect, upload the file, and do all those kind of things from my phone. It's magic.
Mm-hmm.
They become so much more useful over the years, is what I'll say.
I don't really have a lot of space left in my attaché, though, Door.
Maybe you need a bigger fanny pack.
Just to circle around to that TLDR real quick, I think that there should be a major push for recipe websites to put that in. I know that people of Ivor's too.
Yeah, I literally have a Firefox plugin that literally, when it detects a food recipe, it brings it to the top of the page. I literally PayPal that guy $10.
Yeah. I don't care about your life story. I just want to know how to make scrambled eggs.
Right. Yep. So yeah, there's the Samsung Flex G and Flex S. They're two different sizes, is what I'm going to say. And look, I love the fact that Samsung is making so much money. They can afford to just test with these devices because somebody has to. We do have other manufacturers overseas that have already been in production for a couple of years, just like Samsung, where they have multiple versions of foldable devices. I'll just go back to the Pixel tablet thing. Don't be shocked if we don't see the Pixel tablet until late 2024 is what I'm going to say. Just because these are devices that everyone's still having a hard time getting right, in air quote. And, if they're $1,800, I mean, how many people do you really think is going to buy it? I think one of the biggest problems is getting the price down.
Well, just slap a Apple logo on it and everyone will buy it.
Yeah. Well, I imagine there'd be a bit of a corporate audience market for that.
With corporate devices, and just between me and you, all they care about is how good can we control the device. Android isn't the best. Nothing compares to Windows, how they can control stuff. I'll just put that out there.
They probably all have attachés, though.
That, and they have fancy hubs and docking stations.
And penny loafers.
Penny loafers. What the hell is a penny loafer?
It's a loafer with a penny.
We did put a little penny in it.
Yeah, at the top where there's supposed to be laces, there's no laces because it's
Or
a
you have to
clip-on.
pay to wear your shoes. What is it?
Well, no, I mean if you're rich, you'll get a quarter loafer.
Yeah.
But
One
somebody
more.
stole mine. Somebody stole mine once, and then, so they pinched my loafer.
One more link I'm gonna throw out there, news related wise, and it really isn't Android focused, but it turns out it actually is, and it's called Matter. For those who don't know, Matter is the next generation IoT protocol. It's what every single company, big company making IoT devices, whether it's a Google Home, whether it's an Apple overpriced thing, I can't remember what it's called, or even the cheap Chinese stuff, they all are agreeing to switch over to using Matter as the communication platform. Matter's been postponed now like 2 or 3 times. Everyone swears by the end of this year, it's going to start to hit actual products. Android is already started to roll out in some markets a feature when you go to do your local share. When you want to do a share and then you say near me or local, that you'll see a Matter to connect a device. The real honest truth is this is actually big news. This is actually like going from IPv4 to IPv6, which we still haven't done yet. But to go to Matter actually enables a secure platform moving forward, a more secure platform moving forward with all IoT devices. And having it in your smartphone is going to definitely help make it an easier transition.
So it's standardizing basically the smart home. It says upcoming smart home standard. So so it's and it's a good is it a protocol or like
it's a communication platform. Think of it like using TCP/IP. It's just it's an agreed upon set of standards on how to initiate and agree on communications. The real thing about it is it has future plans on how to inline upgrade everything, which is one of the biggest things, one of the biggest shortcomings with everything IoT is there's no way to upgrade for most of them.
Cool. Yeah, that's good. I mean, standardization is always good if you can get it.
Yeah, I like the fact that it's a standard, it's an open standard, and it's literally like open code. Anybody can look at all of it. It isn't like we have to use some archaic black box secret thing. So yeah, I'm actually excited for it. I hope it actually comes to fruition, actually comes true, because I'm much more comfortable, getting a Raspberry Pi or Raspberry Pi Pico and programming it and communicating with it over something that I know that I can literally audit the source code myself. I won't because I don't know what the hell I'm reading, but I could.
Someone else will.
Somebody else, you know it. Somebody else sitting in their basement eating Krispy Kreme donuts and Doritos and Mountain Dew will definitely audit the code. Yeah. Yeah, so have you guys now I will say I almost got scammed. Of course I didn't, but I almost got scammed. I read an article that said T-Mobile, my carrier, is now giving away Motorola Edge 2022 devices. And between us, I've uninstalled everything I possibly can from this Nord, and certain things are running smoother. But I still, if I didn't know the battery could blow up, I might try to like twist it in my hands and break it. It has gotten me so upset off and on throughout the while. So I literally went on the website and I tried to do this. Of course, it's only for new phone numbers because why would he ever be nice to existing customers? So I went on Swappa, looked at T-Mobile devices, and I really can't find anything that's either overpriced, in my opinion, or just too old. That, it's running Android 10. How many more updates am I going to get? How long is it going to be good for? Yeah, it's only $99. Yeah, it says it has 5G, but come on. How good was the battery life back in the beginning with 5G?
Can you search for carrier agnostic phones as well? Did you try that?
You can say unlocked phones, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just have a hard time finding something to me that meets that perfect bang to buck ratio where I'm only spending like $80 to $130 and it's actually nice. I don't want to have to spend $300-$400.
I'm interested. I wonder how many phones you guys have gotten since I got my phone. I know Ivor's had about 40.
About 16, I think. Yeah.
I think I've only had 2 or 3.
I've been pretty happy with this thing. I mean, I wouldn't mind getting a new one, but like it's a solid phone.
That's still a Huawei.
Yeah, the P30 Pro.
Yeah.
Well, they've come out with the Mate. So I really like their foldable though.
Yeah. You got that P30. I got P20, I want to say. Lost it on a roller coaster ride.
Right.
Got the P20 Lite. Used that for a good 2 years, and then I just got the Nord less than a year and a half ago.
Come on, Ivor, what you got?
Is it a Sony?
No, I got a Vivo T S33. Oh, what was it? Yeah, something like that. I can't remember what type it is. Well, yeah, I've had to buy my kids' phones as well. So one got a Samsung, much to my, and got the other one an Oppo. Can you get Oppo and Vivo there, don't you, Dor?
Oh, we can. I don't believe there's a single carrier that sells them directly, but I can get them off of other markets. They're never 100% compatible with our networks, but they're typically 50 to 80% compatible, which is typically good enough.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you'd be so you can only buy 100% compatible from a carrier.
Well, nobody seems to bother to make it 100% compatible with the carrier unless they know the carrier is going to pick it up.
Okay, and they subsidize it.
No, most of the time. I mean, subsidizing is not as it is. Seems like it's slowly losing popularity, is what I'm going to say. Because people are not buying phones as often as they want them to. Like 4 years ago, everyone was every 2 years buying a phone. Now everybody I know is like holding out for like 4 to 5 years before they replace a phone, and then a lot of them realized they can literally just go buy one lightly used, and it works just fine. Or they can just go right to Motorola.com. Don't have to pay a monthly thing. Don't have to pay any interest rate, and they just buy it outright.
Right. I used to have the luxury of working for a phone company, so I would upgrade my phone every 6 months, or lose it, and get a new one. Yeah.
Right.
Well, it's good to see some things haven't changed since you got out of that job.
Yeah. Well, I formed some pretty bad habits in that job, I think.
Right. Well, I asked you about the Sony, hoping you were going to say yes, because there is now this new piece of Sony hardware, which I gotta say, I'm blown away that Sony is doing this, because Sony in the phone space has not had a lot of success. They even had the Sony PlayStation, it was a half gamepad, half phone, which didn't see much success. So now they have a Sony Xperia Stream as an Ethernet port, an HDMI port, active cooling, and more to the Xperia 1.5 or 1.54. It looks like Xperia 1 and then Roman numeral 4. It's basically like the old Motorola system of clicking stuff to the back of the phone to add different functionality. It's almost like that, except it's like a gigantic brick. You can basically put onto your phone, adds all these features to make it a gaming system.
Does it have a rumble pack?
Not a good one is what I'm going to say. Yeah. But it's just, I mean, one tangent I'll go on really quick is I am literally shocked at how good that Android games look when I go and actually pay attention to their how they're doing kind of thing. They are literally console worthy maybe 2 years ago level of quality. It's just the kind of thing that kids today, in air quote, have so many options to not be bored. It's absolutely ridiculous, and they don't have to worry about, well, I'm going to imagine this red dot, this red square is a dragon, and this blue square is me with a sword kind of thing. Because that's how bad my graphics were when I was a kid.
So this is a device that plugs into you attach to your phone, right? If you have a Sony phone.
Yeah, it basically connects to the USB-C port and it adds extra functionality, basically like a Thunderbolt port, almost like a docking station or a hub, just custom designed for this phone.
Right. Yeah, Ethernet. That's pretty cool.
Well, it's hard to
Don't
go
see
wrong
that.
with the hard. It's hard to go wrong with the hardwired connection. Just saying.
Really?
Well, unless it's super glued shut, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, do you guys want to get into some apps, or you have anything else?
Just waiting for Josh to say something.
That was it,
Come
man.
on.
No, go for it.
Duh.
Ivor, you have an
Yeah.
app?
I do. Okay, so you may have picked up from previous episodes, I'm a bit of a music enthusiast, and a few people I've been meaning to bring this app for bloody months to this show, but we haven't been able to do a show for a while, and I didn't get the app I'm bringing to you now is called Moises, and this has been on a few other shows as well, so apologies if you've already seen it. But basically what this is AI isolation techniques to remove vocal and instrument tracks from a specific music file. And the thing about this is this technology was previously thought possible, really, really difficult to do, even with some very complex setups and very powerful computers. But now we've got an Android app that does it all with AI. And I think it does it locally as well, so it doesn't really do it in the cloud. So you need to import a full song from a URL or a file that you have on your hard drive. Now it doesn't do streaming service, but I had a little workaround with that because we have there's another app I did a little while ago called Spotify, which is an open source app which you can download, and that will actually get an MP3 file from Spotify. Otherwise, you can just copy an MP3 file over from a CD that you have or something like that. Use that. So once you import the file, the AI analyzes the different tracks and splits them out. And it will do it in 4 main categories: vocals, drums, guitar, and other. And it will create 4 different tracks on your cell phone, which contains just those particular files. So you can just play the piano or organ, the drum track. So if you're into drums, you can just play along to the drum track. Or if you're a guitarist, you want to play along to a song, you can have the drums going in the background. So there's a free version. Show you 1 minute of chord progressions at the top, and it'll give you a smart auto metronome. So limited in the free version, so you get 1 minute in the free version. So you can change the song key as well. That's also limited in the free version. So if it will recognize the song, you can play it in a different key. You can provide a count in as well, so you can go 1, 2, 3, 4, and away you go, and play a song on repeat. The playlist function also allows you to group your songs into categories once they've been exported. And upgrading to the premium, which you probably don't need to do unless you're really seriously into music, but upgrading to that will cost New Zealand $64, which I think is about US $40 per year, or monthly at. So the premium version gives you unlimited uploads, unlimited smart metronome, unlimited chord detection, unlimited pitch changer, unlimited audio speed changer, faster song processing, songs up to 20 minutes of duration. So you get 5 instruments instead of 4. I played around with it for a little while and found it amazing. So any artists or musicians out there who really want to get into different pieces of music to go with their instrument practice, this is the app you need to get.
So I'm going to guess, real quickie. It's amazing how fast stuff progresses. The example I use is that horrible new Tron movie, in air quote, the newer Tron movie, the one that bombed horribly. In that movie, the AI girl makes a comment and says how we keep playing this game, her and the human Tron guy. Oh God, can't remember his name, but him, and how I keep losing to him. Well, the game they showed was Go, which is now the game that a human can't even compete with computers in. And that wasn't that long ago where we thought, it would be too complicated for a computer to do. Now computers just can do. So I'm going to guess this is the kind of application where I've seen where they take, like for instance, a live performance of Billy Joel, and I have no idea why I just picked Billy Joel, but hypothetically, they pick a live performance by Billy Joel, and they basically sound isolate out all of the musical instruments, and you literally hear his voice like you were there, and all the instruments were turned off, and he was just singing. Yeah, it seems like freaking magic.
Yeah, they did that a while ago with Elvis. Actually, they pulled out just the audio from concerts, and they had his original band members playing behind. It's called Elvis Lives 25th Anniversary. They did it on the 25th anniversary of his death, and that was horrendously technically complicated. So singing original band members playing actual music live in the background.
Gotcha. Oh, well, then another quick tangent. The Elvis movie, Tom Hanks. You see it? What's your thoughts?
Yeah. I thought it was pretty good. The Colonel pretty well.
Yeah, but I still think they didn't make him quite jerky enough. Is what I'll say. But I will say the guy who was Elvis in the very beginning, thought, no way, don't like this guy at all. Like 10 minutes in, okay, I'm sold. Never mind. I thought he did good.
Yeah, they didn't have a lot of his music.
Yeah, I know.
I thought he would be singing more. But
well, I really was wishing they did. They only had a couple little, and it was never whole songs. It seemed like. I thought I was hoping for the finale they would literally have like a whole thing there, but no, didn't.
Yeah, I watched it again, but it was entertaining to watch the first time.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
And it wasn't too heavy on the social messaging, if you know what I mean.
Oh, I know. They could have, is what I'm going to say, easily.
One thing I did watch was the Pentaveret.
Oh, God. Look, I can't tell people this enough. Nobody believes me. Ivor's like one of the few people I've convinced to watch it. It is don't think Mike Myers. Don't. Just watch it. I guarantee you're going to think it's better than you thought it was.
What's it called?
The Pentaveret.
The Pentaveret 5. But you really shouldn't say Pentaveret 5 because the word Pentaveret already indicates 5. That's like saying ATM, like machine, ATM machine.
Yeah.
And then in my country, ATM stands for. Yeah, just.
So it's a TV show?
It's a series only on Netflix. It's only like 10 episodes, 11 episodes long. And that's it. Boom, done.
Yeah.
10 times raunchier and lewder and cruder and lascivious is the word I'll use than you can imagine. It
the highlight for me was Sasquatch.
It's nothing like So I Married an Axe Murderer, nothing like Shrek, nothing like Behave, that one.
Yeah.
Austin Powers.
Yeah.
Nothing like any of them. Nothing like any of them.
I'm looking at the IMDb. He looks like Michael Myers, or not Michael Myers, but Michael, what's his name? Who did Bowling for Columbine? Michael Moore.
Moore.
Yeah, I get that. I'm going to say just watch the first 20 minutes of the first episode, and if you're not completely sold, you get your money back.
Oh, I'm sure.
So, Josh, you could have probably answered this question. Is it true that that Canada is a different resolution to the US?
It's a little fuzzy.
Yeah, that's because weed's legal up here. There's a haze everywhere.
Yeah, it's hilarious. And then when he left Canada, oh my God, he was like shocked at how clean everything looked and how sharp everything looked. Oh my God.
I guess I don't need to watch it now, Door.
Oh, you do. There's so much more.
Awesome.
So much more.
I'll watch it.
Including a cameo of Shrek. Okay. I will throw that out of here next. And it is called Rust Desk. Rust Rust Desk. And I'm going to throw this out to Josh. Josh, this is programmed in Rust.
Yes.
What's one of the reasons you program in Rust?
Me personally, I don't, but
Well,
it's fast. Rust
right.
is a very fast programming language from all I hear.
Yeah, it is going to be the programming language, which is going to be the programming language that next generation operating systems are going to be written in, because when it's compiled, it is so frigging fast. It's still becoming mature as a language, so it still has some things to go through, but it is definitely a fast compiled operating system. So this is called Rust Desk. It's a touch slow, but it works good. So it's going to grow and it's going to get better over time. Is what I'm going to say. This is the perfect solution if you used to use TeamViewer, or you used to use LogMeIn, or you used to use other systems so you can remote into other devices, and you're getting sick and tired of ads and sick and tired of being, just all this stuff thrown at you, how you have to pay money. This is literally a self-hostable solution. You can literally put a little applet on a little server in a cloud, pay, $2 a month, $3 a month if you want all the bandwidth you ever need. You then install this on your other clients, Windows, Mac, Linux, Android, or iOS, and you can even remote into those. You can remote from any device to any device, is what I'll put it. If you are your family's helper, where you have to always help Uncle, Jack, and he keeps getting
Uncle
infected.
Touchy.
Yeah, he keeps getting infected because he keeps going to those websites you're not supposed to go to, and he keeps getting infected, and you keep having to clean his computer up, and you don't want to pay any money, but you want to make him pay money, kind of thing. You can download this. It's completely free. Again, Rust Desk. You can easily download it. You can easily self-host it. You can easily launch it from any device, remote into any device. And it's using, very good, I'll just say, SSL type technology. You don't have to worry about that. It's using military grade encryption, kind of crappy line kind of thing. It's a nice, very nice system, is what I'm going to say. It's only going to get better too. I guarantee you check in on this in like another year, it's going to be a lot better, because it's only at version 1.19. So get in early, enjoy it. It might not be fast enough to like stream games on from device to device, but when you need emergency connections to other devices, to fix things, to do things, to copy things, whatever, it is so nice to actually own your own solution.
Yeah.
So if you were, sorry, I just want to get a quick joke in. Just a quick joke. If you were an insomniac and you use this, could you say Rust never sleeps?
Yes.
All right, that's it. No more dad jokes.
I don't. That wasn't. Was that a dad? Was that a joke?
Come on.
Maybe it's a New Zealand thing. Yeah, I had I have a ConnectWise. I think that's what it's called.
Yeah.
But it was a lifetime key, basically. So I had that hosted as well, but it was always just a pain in the butt to maintain and upgrade.
Yeah.
And so I can see this being extremely useful. I mean, do you even have to run it on a server in the cloud? Could you something you could fire up on your desktop and then use it?
Well, in my experience, if you're on your local LAN, you can easily go from device to device, kind of thing. If you want to go over the internet, I believe you both have to have the server in the settings, and then basically, so you don't have to worry about router firewall issues. And that's how all of the stuff works, by the way. you install a stub client, and on that stub client, it's LogMeIn. It goes to the LogMeIn servers. You go on your device, you have your LogMeIn app. It goes to the LogMeIn servers. It just works. Same thing with this one. I believe you have to have the client installed on the over the internet. Have them pointing to your self-hosted solution. There might be a way that you can even have them host it. I just don't know of a way. So I like.
Well, does that mean that it's centralized?
If it's self-hosted, yes and no. It's your own self-centralized. Right. It's your own servers.
It's not calling their servers. Yeah. So
right.
you could host it in your. Yeah,
right.
Whatever.
And they could go to hell in a handbasket tomorrow. They could be swallowed up by the Russian military retreating, and then you could still have your self-hosted solution.
Cool. Yeah. That leads me right into the app that I want to bring. And it's called Tailscale. And it's also a VPN. Oh boy. That's something I want to bring up too, is how ridiculous the Play Store is now to try to get the information on an app. We discussed this before, but brutal.
Yeah, you have to scroll down and about the app, click the arrow next to that, and then it's a pop-up.
All the way at the bottom, yeah.
Well, everyone loves pop-ups, don't they?
Absolutely. So Tailscale is also, it says it's a mesh VPN or a mesh VPN alternative that makes it easy to connect your devices wherever they are. So there's no configurations or firewall, and it uses WireGuard, which is kind of the next generation of VPN software or protocols. And yeah, so basically you can put this on anything and then just use, like I can go from my phone and log into any server that I have in my house. And it works really well, and you can have multiple devices. So I'm trying to figure out what the difference between this, if it's just WireGuard or how it works in the background.
Right. Well, I mean, I'm sure WireGuard is the backbone, and yeah, the long and the short of it is WireGuard is the future of all VPN technology. A hard stop. Everybody and everything will be using it, whether you're Department of Defense or you're a little old lady in Siberia hacking into Korea. They're all going to use WireGuard. Very cool. Yeah, updated on September 8th, 2022. Still like nice and updated. I like that.
Oh yeah, I think this is going to start really picking up. It was an option on the Umbrel server as an app. And so just one click install on there, install on my phone. And then what you have to do is go through a single sign in. So I think I use GitHub to connect everything. And so I don't know, it's kind of confusing because it must have a centralized server.
Yeah.
But it just uses it to put the connection, the handshake, I guess, for the tunnel.
Yeah, on the third screenshot, it shows you sign up or sign in to Tailscale using Google like OAuth technology.
Is it free?
Yep.
Brilliant. I like it already.
Yeah. Free, no in-app ads, no in-ad purchases. So
I brought an app I know nothing about, but I use. So.
Well, if it works, that's, the important thing. This is more, so mine is more of like a set it and forget it. Now mine, the people still have to be logged in. I'm going to guess with this one, you still have to be logged in. Can you just leave it running like on your server and then connect whenever you want?
Are you talking about this one?
Yeah. Tailscale.
Yeah. It's what it does is it produces an IP that you go to, and then that's your device. So it's creating a new IP, and then you just connect directly to the IP while you have Tailscale running.
Gotcha.
Hmm.
Okay, finally. Oh,
I've
the good
already-
news is
Oh.
the good news is you didn't have to go to Google Play to get this app, Josh. It is available on F-Droid.
Cool. Yeah, I thought it was open source.
Yeah, as soon as I heard WireGuard, I suspected it, is what I'll say.
It's just a VPN, isn't it? Do ad blocking?
No, it's a point-to-point VM.
Okay.
It's a point-to-point VPN. VPN. It's not a VPN to let you watch,
US Netflix.
something. Yeah.
Cool.
I'll make sure to have both links in the notes to the F-Droid and to the Google Play, because choice is good.
You got another app, Ivor?
Yeah. Should we stick with the musical theme?
Sure. I was really impressed with that other one. I'm glad that you said it works well. I already installed it. I think I'll never touch it, but it does add clutter to my attaché.
Mm-hmm.
What's with the attaché? Okay, so this one is called Ultimate Guitar Chords and Tabs. Now, up till now, I've been looking on a lot of guitar tab apps, and most of them, 99%, are complete rubbish. This one is the only one I found that's actually semi-good. So if you're looking for tabs, now I should explain what they are, obviously, but tabs are basically chord diagrams which show you how to play a song without having to read music. So just progressions throughout the song. So the Ultimate Guitar Chords and Tabs has a free version and it has a paid version. Now the paid version only cost me $44 a year. Limited access to all the professional tabs, whereas the free version you only get the non-professional versions, which are basically any hack who can put together a tab can upload this. Excuse me. So what this app does is, I think I will just share my screen and show you because it might be a bit easier than suffer my descriptions. Just a moment.
It's better than your jokes.
Oh, God. That's a bit mean. Hey, I'm a dad. I'm allowed to.
I'm a dad too, man.
I'm allowed
Why
to tell
don't-
dad jokes.
Okay.
I have to tell dad jokes.
Why don't we eat clocks?
Why don't we eat clocks?
Because it will be very time consuming.
What kind of bees give us milk? Boobies.
Oh man, I had a dream last night that I was eating a huge marshmallow. I woke up this morning, I couldn't find my pillow.
God, no, let's not start this. Okay. So one thing I really like about this app is it shows you shots, which are basically made in these particular songs. So, and you get all sorts of different levels of ability, and some people are really good and some people are really bad. So you could spend ages it's a bit like Instagram. You go through each shot in different instruments and that sort of thing like that. So that's quite it's quite good. Tab. It's choose an old Elvis song. So there are 3 sections. You've got Pro, Chords, and Shots. So if you've got the Pro version of the app, you can see the actual tab of the lead section or the melody. So this shows you how to play it. Down the bottom, you've got a fret diagram. Shows you where to put your fingers to play the lead. If you want to go into the chords and just play the rhythm, shows you the top and how to strum, and then it shows you the words and where to change chords to. So, and if you get stuck on a chord, like, oh, what's an E minor chord? I just click on it, it shows me what the E minor is, and then you can play it. It tells you what the different ways of playing that same chord as well, which I thought was really cool. No, that's not working anymore. I don't know why. And then you go into Shots. People playing the same song who've recorded themselves doing that. And you could really spend a while if you're really into your music. You got different artists on this. And you get a metronome, you've got other things as well. So really that's, I'll just unshare it. That's guitar ultimate guitar tabs. I find it's have next to my guitar tuner app, which allows me to tune my guitar properly. And if there's a song I want to learn how to play, I can just open this up and I've got the chords within 5 minutes.
You've brought apps like this before, I think. Is this a better one, or?
Well, no, I think the other app I had was chord recognizer, where you play play a chord, and it will recognize and tell you whether you've got the chord right. You know, it is. But yeah, this one is basically has a huge library of songs, enormous library of songs. So if you need a song or you want a song to play, and you don't know, this is the song, this is the app you need. And relatively cheap too. There's a lessons option. I can pay another $40, and I get personalized lessons. I think they're pre-recorded videos that show you different routines and things like that. So you can really get into it if you want to.
Very cool. So did you want to do the next link there, Josh?
Sure. This is called Sarutobi. I'm going with, and so I kind of got on this kick of looking for games that are associated with the Bitcoin Lightning Network, to where you can play and earn very, very small amounts of Bitcoin. And so this was the first one I tried, and it's by Mandel Duck, and it has ads and in-app purchases. 2.8 reviews, which I can see that. It's basically a timing type of swing a monkey through a tree or through the vines and then jump to try to catch the next swinging vine. And the further you get, the more Satoshis you earn. So it was kind of fun for a little while. I was terrible at it, and it was way too hard for me, which probably says more about me than the actual game. But it is, I do like the earn as you play type of game, or at least it interests me.
I'm going to guess, since they don't have a video in the store nor a trailer, I'm going to guess it's essentially like the old arcade game Jungle Hunt, where you, or like Pitfall, you just, you have different vines going at different speeds, so you just got to make sure you time your release right to catch.
Yeah, but you have to actually catch the vines as well. I think those ones you just had to get near it and it automatically grabbed it. But this one, you have to actually let go, grab. You can get your velocity up while swinging to try to go further, blah, blah, blah. So
Yeah.
As with anything, it's really important to time your release right, I'd say.
Yeah, and on those kind of games, it's easier to go down the vine. Of course, and then it's easier to miss the vine. It's harder to go up the vine. So your goal is to always not lose height.
yeah, this one you can climb up and down the vine too.
That helps.
But it does, but it makes it too complicated for a Luddite like me.
Well, you know.
So you use the Satoshis to buy bananas? Or you get bananas to buy Satoshis or what?
No, you don't buy anything. It's you earn Satoshis by collecting. Well, the bananas, I think you get some. I don't think I ever got any bananas, but it's sort of the further you go, the more you get. So it's, I guess you could possibly go on forever, but just jumping between vines, and then when you fall to your death, then it stops. Just basically counts how far you've gone.
Gotcha.
Great. Seems to be more and more popular now to include Bitcoin stuff in an app, and particularly you could Bitcoin by playing this game.
Yeah, then there's always reviews of I can't get the Bitcoin out of the wallet, and
Yeah, it's usually a
Stuff like
ripoff, isn't it?
well, I mean, you're not really paying anything for it anyway, so it's a ripoff of time. But yeah, if anybody out there, if there's anybody listening still, if anybody knows any good Bitcoin or any crypto games, I'd be interested in checking them out.
Very cool.
Josh, the crypto king.
This app I'm going to bring, it's different. I'll say it's much different than something I normally bring, is what I'll say. But I'm going to bring it because I don't think a lot of people know about it. And because the original was so popular, I think people would like this as well. It's called Fuddle. CONFUDDLE by The Cook Apps. Completely free to install, no apps, no in-app purchases, no ads. Think of this as the game Wordle, where you got to pick the 5-letter word. The difference is there's two 5-letter words at the same time. So even though it says that S is the first letter, that's only for one of the words. So instead of figuring out one word at a time, you're figuring out 2 words at a time. I know too many people that basically thought the first one after a while was just too easy because they had their master first words that were like perfect first words that would reveal a whole bunch of stuff. The 2 people I sent this to cussed me out in return because they lost time and they didn't want to lose time. But I'm going to take just one little tangent on this one and say the Google Play Store completely changed, and for the most part, it sucks. It's horrible. It's bad. It has so much dead white space in the page. It's like ridiculous. It's like a complete waste of space kind of thing. But there is one thing I do like about the page, where if you scroll down just a little bit, now right beneath the about the game and updated on, there is a data safety segment where they try to at least surface things like, is their data shared with third parties, or is it collected? Or do they collect any data at all, kind of thing. And that was one thing I saw about this game that made me say, okay, it's a different concept. It's a harder concept. It's piggybacking on something that's already successful. People will like it. And then I saw there's no data shared with third-party libraries, and there is no data collected at all from this company or this developer. Because, it's like saying last week or 2 weeks ago, last episode, using the word cheap has more than one meaning. When it comes to data privacy, there's a whole bunch of different ways to skin that cat to where somebody can say they're being safe with your data, but it turns out, they do share it with third parties, but it's, it's their trusted third parties, so they say it's perfectly safe, kind of thing. I like surfacing this kind of data, is what I'm going to say. Just makes it easier for somebody like me to look in and see, is this an app I can actually trust with like my friends, family, kids, and everybody else.
Do you do Wordle as well?
Me? No, I can't play Wheel of Fortune. Or I can't play Wordle. No. I mean, I'm sitting there. There's only 2 letters left, and I'm like, and then they say the word. I'm like, oh yeah, sure, yeah.
I knew that. Yeah.
And like, yeah, through all of elementary school, kindergarten, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th, I only passed 1 spelling test, and that's because I cheated. And I didn't get caught.
Yeah. My daughter at Scrabble these days.
Yeah, and I go to my sister-in-law's house. She's like, oh, come on, let's play Scrabble. It'll be fun. Oh, yeah, great, sure. I'll be back. So, another quick tangent. I did get a new piece of hardware, but it's not Android related. And I can't show it to you because I'm currently kind of using it as one of my second screens to monitor the stream and do other stuff on, like documentation stuff on. It's my Steam Deck. It's my Linux-powered handheld gaming rig that has a desktop mode in it where I'm loading Arch Linux on my second screen via a USB-C hub to HDMI, running a Firefox web browser, and it's snappy as hell, and all the games run fan-diddly-tastic. That's what I'm saying.
How much does it cost?
The wife put out $417 US. And that was the cheapest version. That's the cheapest version. Steam, the highest end version goes, I want to say $629, and Steam and Valve said people are overwhelmingly buying the most expensive version, which kind of shocked me.
That's 10 years of your ultimate guitar, Ivor.
Yeah, I'm not sure which would be better value for me.
Well, I'll say one huge plus about it that I love is all the games in air quote I've been playing just work. Built into Steam is RetroArch. Built into RetroArch is free DLC, which is Chords. So you can easily download NES cores, N64 cores, TurboGrafx cores, Genesis cores, whatever. And then just go to a site like WoW ROMs, because I'll tell you where to go. Site like WoW ROMs, download all the ROMs you want, put it in the game. And they even have a thing called Remote Play Together built into this, to where, hypothetically, Ivor's my Steam friend. Ivor's loading RetroArch on his computer. I load it on my Steam Deck. We're both using Steam for it. I can, via Steam Friends, invite him. We can literally play like Double Dribble NES, where he's one team and I'm the other. Remote play for a system that had no idea what remote play even was.
That's great.
I guarantee if you tried to do that, it would not work.
Yeah, it would.
It would.
I did it with a guy in Ireland, Bulgaria, Turkey. There was another one. Maybe he was Brazil. It worked fine.
So is there a list of people that you can just choose from that want to play too? Or, I mean, you have friends in Bulgaria or wherever you said?
They have to be your friend. And the reason why it works just fine is you got to remember, back then, games were so basic and simple, they couldn't be too fast, literally. So quite literally, these systems are so untaxed by the burden of these games, they can easily transmit light signal almost at the speed of light, lag, especially if you're hardwired, from site to site in shorter of a time as it took from it to go from your controller down the cord to the system and get processed back in the day. Yeah.
So can you do that with RetroPie or Retro? What'd you say it was?
RetroArch, ARCH.
Oh, okay.
It's built into RetroArch. Most of the RetroPie emulation station solutions use RetroArch as its back end. If you don't use it through Steam, you can't invite via friends. You have to literally say, what's your IP address? And then you have to go in, do a lot of finagling through like your router, again, setting up open ports kind of thing. So yeah, I played Ice Hockey, was one of the games I played on old NES and I was shocked at how well everything worked. I still lost, but I was still shocked at how well it worked. Tangent done.
That's awesome, man. And you can play any? You said you could download any cores, so
Yeah.
hypothetically we could play anything.
And anything. And I'm deadly shocked at how well Windows only games that use lots of like first person shoot bang bang work just fine too.
You need to get time splitters on their door.
Was that 2 or PS1?
2.
Yeah, I just watched a thing today on how to get, because PS2 core is not one of the downloadable contents, but it's really easy. I should be able to, on my RetroPie, download the core and then just copy the file over, and it should just work.
Nice.
Sorry?
Could you play Goldfinger on it?
Absolutely. I played it today.
GoldenEye.
GoldenEye. Sorry, not Goldfinger. GoldenEye.
Yeah. I know what you meant, GoldenEye. But I will say it was just announced yesterday. GoldenEye is coming out to Xbox, GoldenEye 007 Xbox, and Nintendo Switch, and it will have multiplayer available on it. So, yeah.
That was a very popular game.
Oh, it was. It was. And it's going to be again, is what I say. Because, people over the age of 40 are going to go crazy.
Well, that was the best game of its time, really.
Yeah, and the funny thing was the multiplayer was literally an afterthought that the guy made because the Nintendo 64 was delayed, or it was called then the Nintendo Reality. I want to say it was called. It was delayed. It was delayed by like 8 weeks. So the guy in 6 weeks made the multiplayer for himself, thinking it was fun. And when the other developer saw it, they convinced the company to put it in the game.
Did you say an after fart?
It's something like that, yeah.
After fart.
Yep. Yeah. So you mentioned Signal, Josh. I'm just gonna throw it out there. I believe Moxie Marlinspike, he stepped down from his role as basically president of the Signal development program kind of thing, and they have a new president of the company on September 12th. This person was a AI researcher at Google and was one of the people that got like in not a nice fashion asked to politely leave the company. So I think just because of that alone, they were like, hey, let's talk to this girl. So Signal is shifting. They're changing a little bit, but the president insists basically everything that came before her, they are going to try to just keep that up, make it better, keep making everything better. I have basically good faith that it will only become more secure. It's already basically the most trusted and secure system on the planet. Threema is not, WhatsApp is not, all these other systems are not. This is basically one of the most trusted, and it will only get more trusted as time goes on. I know they just had an issue with a third-party system used that managed the OAuth, I want to say, got leaked. But Signal insist they got no useful information, that nothing that they cannot connect to any individual. The example I use is when you're a dissident in your country and you contact someone outside of the country of another government, first thing they're going to tell you to do is you need to install this app on your phone before we go any further, because we're not going to talk except outside, only inside this app.
Whoa. Yeah, you don't need that.
I think Ivor's in his own little world over there. Is WhatsApp, isn't it built on Signal now, or is that Facebook Messenger?
It was built using the Signal protocol, but the only stuff that we know about it was both ends of the application had plenty of leaks and side channel attacks on it. So even though it was using a solid tunneling system back and forth, the applications themselves were not as nice, is what I'll say.
What was the reason for Moxie going?
I believe he just wants to step down from being a president, a figurehead, a speaker, and just do development work.
You want to spend more time with his family?
No, pretty sure he has no family. Just going to spend time with his dog on his boat in the middle of the Pacific and his plants that he likes to consume.
His bonsai plants.
Yeah, that's it. That's what the kids are calling it these days, bonsai.
Devil's cabbage.
And yeah, what was it? What was I just watching? Where they were making? Oh, it was the films that made us on Netflix had some great movies. One of the things that they one of the developers of Back to the Future was like, once I found out that Reefer Madness went into the public square, I insisted I would try to use at least a little segment of that movie in everything I do moving forward. I want to say it was back to the Future. So we were in like every one of his movies. In the background, you'll see at least one scene from
Reefer
Madness. Yeah,
Nice.
good stuff. So do you have any more apps there, Josh?
I do. This one is called Meme Generator.
Ooh. Let me guess.
Yeah, it's a VPN. It's by Zombo Droid. It contains ads and in-app purchases. I was just looking for something to create a meme on my phone, and this did the trick. It says in-app purchases. I don't know what they are. I just used it one time to create a meme so that I could like feel what the kids feel these days, and it was easy to do. Just added some text to a GIF, and away we went. So if you're looking to create a meme easily, this might just be the one for you. It's got 4.5 reviews out of 400,000, 10 million plus installs, rated M for mature, 17 plus. I'm not really sure why that. I mean, is that something they have to put on any product that you could possibly upload mature content to, or
I don't know. I mean, there are definitely inappropriate in air quote memes, but I will say in their description, it basically says what's new memes added. They don't even have it in about. They don't need an about because, you know, if you don't know what a meme is, I guess you don't know. But in the new memes added, Joe Biden's soul of the nation speech. I don't know if I want to know what that is. Because that could be inappropriate because, you know, Biden.
Well, that's when he did the red background, wasn't it? He had that big red background in there. Everyone got a bit.
yeah, interesting choice for sure.
But yeah, I mean, it's very easy, you know, because you have dank memes, and dank memes, you know, can be quite unnerving is the way I'll use it.
It was just updated yesterday as well, so
Well, it better be memes, baby.
well, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. The about page needs a TLDR as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, there you go. Everybody should make memes and then send them to us via
Voxer.
Voxer. There you go. Send them on
Yeah.
Voxer.
It might be because whatever picture engine they're using maybe is let's just say unfiltered, maybe, I don't know, Giphy or something.
Oh yeah, that's probably what it is. Got to protect the people, Dor. Got to think about the children.
Won't someone please think about the children?
Who's thinking about the children?
Yeah, I'm not going to touch that one.
Uncle Touchy might be.
Uncle Jack.
Infected Uncle Touchy. He all the time.
Things were different back then.
So do you think you have any more, Ivor?
I got one more. It's called Screenshot Flow. Hang on a sec. Just chat. There it is. Okay, so screenshot flow will basically create a screenshot flow image from your phone. So it will take screenshots of things, a single picture, which will show like a flow diagram about how to do something. So if you want to send your infected Uncle Touchy some instructions on how to open a VPN or some electric bonsai plants, then you could do this on use this screenshot recorder to do that and diagram in a PDF form or a JPEG form about how to do it. Very handy if you're that guy who tells everybody what to do with their phone and their text.
Absolutely. Yeah. I can definitely see people who use this use it a lot.
Yep. Yeah, I thought it was a very good idea.
Does it have? Does it show an app? If you're on your app screen and then you touch an app, does it show which app it is? Does it?
Yes. Yeah. Well, what it does is you basically touch an area on your phone, and then it shows you a screenshot of what area you've touched and what you've done, and then it asks you if you want to add that to the screenshot flow, and it will add it, and you go on to the next part. And so basically, asks you if it's okay, and then carries on to the next one.
Nice.
Check it out. It was good to play. It was fun to play with. A little bit frustrating at first. Once you get the hang of it, it's
So what were you documenting?
Oh, nothing really. I wasn't trying. I thought it was a cool app. I just I was trying to figure out how to use it, and I thought, come in. I thought it might actually come in handy for this podcast. I've never got around to using it for this podcast yet. But I'll try and do that before next week.
Gotcha. Well, mine is going to be, I guess, kind of related. Dare I say, like kissing cousins, maybe related? I don't know. Same type of like idea is what I'm going to say. This one's called Skill Doc, course creator by Do Things Iffy. DoThingsify. Do Things Iffy. Fantastic developer name, just saying. No in-app ads, no in-app purchases. Updated September 12th, 2022. Since I forgot to it the rest of the time. Version 1.0.14 requires 6.0 Android and up. 100 downloads plus, so not many downloads. Content rating E for everyone. Originally released on August 21st, 2022. So it's still pretty newish app. Basically just needs network access and nothing else, which I like a lot. Basically with this app is it's going to help you in air quote design course material. Now, the real reason I looked this up and I checked it out and I played with it a little bit was because I don't do anything in the realm of creating courses. I have a cousin-in-law who is a Spanish language major, who is a teacher. I have a sister-in-law who is a biology major, who's a teacher. I have at least two other relatives. One is, I want to say, English teacher, and the other one, oh man, I can't remember what they are. But I have more. For some reason, I'm surrounded by government employees. Either they work for Amtrak train company, which I got to tell them, look at your check. You work for the Department of Transportation. You don't work for Amtrak. Doesn't exist anymore. Okay, you work for the government. I work for state government. Basically, everybody I know except for my wife works for the government in one shape, way, or form. So, course creator. I thought this would be a great thing because my one Spanish teacher, she said after this school year, she's giving her school an ultimatum. You either transfer me to this school where I can walk to it from my house, or I'm quitting basically completely, and I'm going to basically become an online teacher exclusively because there's enough jobs out there to where she can say that now. So I'm sending it to those people to see, can they find this at all useful? What I was really hoping was I could find a repo of other courses created just to see what could be done. Because, and I'll say this, Josh, you do the development work. I hope this rings at least partially true with you. I live off of other people's examples, the ability to copy and paste. You know what I mean? I basically can't create anything from scratch. Everything I do has to be like something else I've already seen. You know?
Stack Overflow door.
Yeah, man. People say, you shouldn't just copy code from the internet. I wouldn't be able to do anything if I couldn't do that.
Well, that's the thing. Everybody does it. That's one of the things about coding that you learn right away is how to Google efficiently.
Yep. Last interview I was on, they didn't like the fact that I said we all stand on the shoulders of giants who came before us. Why should I create anything from scratch if I don't have to? And then I'll also say another tangent. This is like the Steve Gibson example of, if you try to create an encryption standard, you're going to fail.
Yeah.
It's really hard. Just use something that's already been tried, tested, proven. Okay. Same thing. If someone already created a simple, elegant UX or bootstrap type thing, just use it. Don't create it from scratch. So I hope to hear good things about this app in the back, because I'll say it like this. I don't know how many education category apps we brought, but this one, I like the fact, instead of people talking to you, it's your chance to share what you know with somebody else. So I just thought it was cool.
I was looking at the pictures. I mean, I see charts and whatnot, but can you record video in there as well?
The impression I got was you could either have a video, a Vimeo video, or a YouTube video. You can have them unlisted, and you can basically embed the videos there. I don't think you can have offline videos.
Okay, because it says that this is offline mini courses. So it would be.
I would be shocked. I'd be shocked if you can do offline video, because video big.
Yeah, it depends on this. I mean, you can get some pretty small video files, but because it seems like that would be almost necessary for most courses, is to have, a little bit of that, some sort of video, unless you use Ivor's touchy-feely app from the last one, the screenshot flow. Maybe you could throw that in there.
Yeah, well, I thought the screenshot flow app would be a bit more useful for some of your own personal notes. So if you want to demonstrate something on a Zoom, sort of sitting in front of you as a piece of paper, and then go through each step, and then send it out as a note later on to the meeting participants. But yeah, where did you find this app, Doc? Because I've got it on my phone already. I installed it last week. I saw it on YouTube.
Ooh, stolen valor.
Or you may have already sent it to me earlier. I'm not sure.
I honestly don't remember where I had it from. I can tell you by looking in where I had this. It was definitely after last Thursday where I found this. I don't remember where I found it though. I just know it's in my notes.
I think I saw it on YouTube somewhere, but
gotcha.
Not sure.
Definitely possible.
Cool.
So should I empty my tank, or you guys got some more?
I'll go with another Bitcoin related app, as I want to do. This one is called Bisq Notifications, BISQ by Devin Bilek. 10,000 downloads, E for everyone. It doesn't share any data. No data is collected. And as far as the other stuff goes, I don't know where to find that anymore. So thanks, Google Play. But that's all it is a notifications app for when you run a Bisq the Bisq Bisq application. And what the Bisq application is a decentralized way to buy Bitcoin, where you just have different users and then you can put offers out to buy or sell, and then you can determine how you want to receive payment for that. So you can even do person to person, or what I like to use up here is the interact email transfer of money. So this basically just tells you, like, somebody took your offer, or there's different steps that it goes through after you decide that you want to make a purchase. And so yeah, I like the Bisq just being decentralized, and then there's no KYC, which is know your customer. You don't have to take a picture of driver's license and give them the soul of your firstborn to be able to purchase Bitcoin.
Gotcha. Very, very cool.
Go and empty your tank, Door.
Okay, the first one I'm going to throw out there is a oh man, what's the right word? I'm going to say collaboration, but that's not the right word. It's
Attaché.
It's an attaché. A collection of apps that have been hand in air quote curated, and it is the ultimate F-Droid setup. It's 200 apps, basically being hosted on alternative2.net. And just another quick tangent. Alternative2.net is one of those websites I still use at least once a week, and I still love, because anytime somebody says, well, I want an app that's like blah, 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 but what can I use? So somebody could say, I want to use something like Messenger, but what can I use? I just go to Alternative 2, type in Messenger, click the Android version, and it tells me here's all the apps like that. Alternative 2. This is basically the ultimate type of apps. You can use 200 total. The gimmick is it's not really, you would never install all 200 apps. Example I use. Very beginning, you have choosing your F-Droid client. I didn't even know, but they have NeoStore, G-Droid, Aurora Droid, Foxy Droid, and Sky Droid. And they didn't even mention the normal F-Droid one. So these are all basically alternative F-Droid clients. So right there you have 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5 of them to pick from. So going on that is, like, let's say the average, instead of 200, it's going to be around 50 apps total. Utilities, they have stuff like Super Freeze, so lets you freeze apps, scan QR code apps, manage your fidelity card. Okay, don't know what that is. But it just keeps going on and on and on and on and on. My logic is this is the kind of thing that you could go down the list and say, no, 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 yes, no, no, yeah. And then you could literally pick and choose what apps you think that could fit your need, whether it's a Spotify client, a custom Ring application, and it just keeps going on and on and on and on.
It's got Spotify on here as well.
Yeah. And then at the bottom, you have to make sure you keep clicking load more, or else you're going to think that's a really short list. It does keep going and keep going and keep going, all the different kinds of apps. Really good list of apps. So, like, Ivor asked me every now and then, where do I find my apps from? This is a perfect example of, I would just go through here and just pick, every like 4th or 5th app I'll take a deep dive on, look at, see if it's worth it, kind of thing. And then I just find stuff I think is cool.
Yeah. It's very good.
That is the first one. What I'm going to bring next is an app that I just thought looked like pixel count, polygon count. I thought it looked absolutely gorgeous. Turns out the game is almost like I can't remember what it's called now. It's like one of those old games where basically you just click, and then when you click, you just automatically walk to that point. So you don't have like extreme, crazy, fine-grained control over everything. That's what I'm trying to get at. But it's The Legend of Neverland is what it's called. Extremely anime-centric graphics, I will say up front. But it has like the old, what was it, BattleNet orcs and stuff fighting, where you can basically just go click somebody and then it will just swing its sword and just keep swinging its sword to either you die, it dies, or you click something else. There is a way you can have a little bit more fine-grained control over the battles systems, but I'll just say if you want something extremely like easy, the onboarding process was unbelievably like the tutorial was like right up in your face. Here's exactly how you do this. Here's exactly how you do that. Made it very easy to get started on the game. And I'll just say it again, just looked absolutely gorgeous. Ran perfectly fine on my device, even though it ain't the fastest device ever. That's what I'll say. So I just thought it was one of those purdy apps, is the way I'll put it.
Looks good.
Yeah, and you can do like raids with other people, go into dungeons and fight like that. Next game I'm going to bring is because it looks like the game Celeste. If you guys have never heard of the game Celeste, basically this game won an award because the gist of the game is you turns out is your alter ego are fighting through depression and other things, and the game is just like the medium on how you do it. It's a game pixel. It's an extremely pixel game where you get like multiple jumps, where you can do double jumps and triple jumps and hang on walls. That's Celeste. That's the metric that Celeste made really popular. This is kind of like that. It was originally a PC game. Now runs just fine on Android, what I'm going to say. Again, completely free to download. Does have in-app purchases. I don't know what they are. No ads. If you want like a bullet hell, jumping on walls, bouncing off of walls challenge, I think that's a very good challenge, is what I'll say.
One of the pictures says dash and slash. Sounds good.
And this is
so run me after.
And I'll say this is the kind of game where if you could run it on Android TV or something like that on a big screen TV, I think it would be even better, have more fun. Last one I'm going to throw out there. I'm just throwing it out there because my wife made me watch at least like 1 or 2 episodes. It was Star Trek: The Lower Decks mobile. So if you're a super fan of the show, then you might want to check out Star Trek: Lower Decks mobile game from East Side Games Studio. Contains ads and in-app purchases, but of course, was version 1.5.3.15656. Jesus. Updated September 13th, 2022. 50,000 plus downloads. Android 6.0 and up. In-app purchases, of course, it says between $1.99 and $99. Content rating: teen, fantasy, violence, sexual themes, and language. So, obviously buyer beware. This is not your dad's Star Trek even series. I tried to watch it. Can't watch it. To me, Star Trek and comedy, it's kind of like when I said to my son, you can add bacon to anything and it tastes better. And he said, not to a bowl of cereal. Kind of has a point.
disagree.
I'll then ask you to try it and report back with us.
Well, is the show you're referring to called Star Trek Lower Decks?
Yeah, it's a show on Netflix.
I believe it's a Paramount Plus exclusive right now, or a Hulu, I believe. Where it's now coming to different platforms. It's, if you like Star Trek type, aliens and spaceships and teleporting, but you like, I don't even know what it isn't, Family Guy was classier than this, and that wasn't classy at all. I don't know what to compare it to.
Trying to be the South Park of Star Trek, but it fails abysmally.
I guess, yeah. But I'll say it again. If you're a fan of Star Trek: The Lower Decks, you might find this game hysterical and great.
Cool.
I have plenty more apps, but I'll leave them there. Again, always the very first link in the notes and in the YouTube is called Some Links. Go click them, check them out. You can see everything that I didn't bring to the show. It's like another 8 or 10 links because, I have a habit, kind of an addict.
We'll get
so the apps, I believe in order of how they were brought tonight, starts with Moises, the musicians app by Moises Systems, Rust Desk by Rust Desk, I guess, Tailscale by Tailscale Inc., Ultimate Guitar, Chords, and Tabs by Ultimate Guitar USA, LLC, America. Saratobi, Be the Swing King, Mandel Duck. That actually reminds me, I tried a Leisure Suit Larry game for a little while on Android. Good times. Confuddle by DeCook Apps. Meme Generator by Zombo Droid. Screenshot Flow by C-Tribe Apps. Skill Doc Course Creator by Do Thingsify. Do Things Iffy.
Maybe.
Okay. Sure. Sounds good. BIS Notifications by Devin Bilek. Legend of Neverland by Game Art Global. Scourge Bringer by PID Games. And Star Trek Lower Decks Mobile by Eastside Games Studio. The Google Play, it almost looks like it has a template, or it's like WordPress where you can just build your own, because some of them have videos at the top, some of them have about the game at the top, and the other ones have about the game at the bottom. So do you know if that's the case, like how they're...
I think it's a mix. Part of it is it depends what content you upload, because it's not all required. And I do think there are a couple things where you can optionally shift around, or as one of my YouTube guys would say, shiftify them.
Thingify them.
Yeah, shiftify them up or down, kind of thing.
Well, I mean, why would you not put a description at the top? It just doesn't make any sense.
Well, this harkens back literally to like the episode 70, where I think some developers, I don't want to say they're too lazy, because lazy is not the right word. Part of the developers believe, look, if you see the name and you see the video and you don't like the game, my description is not going to change your mind. Screw you. Go home. Part of it is I do believe some developers believe, I only need to do the important SEO kind of things, and that's it. I don't have to worry about humans reading. The example I use is any app that has a guy where it's just his head, his mouth has to be open.
Little bits of spit coming out of it.
And I don't know why, but it's been like that now for like 3 years, and it's driving me absolutely nuts. So the simple fact that now all the apps, the icon, is really small down in the corner. I like that change.
Well, I mean, do you really want me to scroll through your 1 and 2 star apps to get to the description of your app?
No, they just want you to click install and move on.
Or the reviews? I
guess.
Yeah, the last thing I want you to do is look at the reviews.
Yeah, so put the description above them. Oh, this game's crap. Okay, done. Easy.
Yeah. Now, the last thing I want to give you is useful information. They just want you to, as Dor says, click install and go away.
Yeah.
Wow. Click install and add your credit card.
Add your credit card and give them your private information while you're at it. Yeah. So do you have any parting words there? Ivor?
Great that we could actually have a podcast today, and hopefully we can get together again next week. And I hope you've enjoyed the apps that we've managed to bring. And yeah, if you have any ideas for, if you have some apps you think onto the show, let us know and we'll put them on too.
Absolutely. AAA@podnutz.com. Any parting words there, Josh?
Yeah, I also had fun. It's been a long time. Have put out a few episodes of my other podcast, Podcasting for Value. If anybody's interested in hearing the dulcet tones.
They're getting better every week, man.
Oh yeah, hey, thanks. Except they're not every week either.
Well, when you do put them out.
Cool. Yeah, thank you. And hit us up. Email at aaa@podnutz.com. Send a voicemail to 1-923-824-37 Podnuts. Is that what it is, Door?
7076 Podnutz.
Okay. When's the last time you got one of those?
Oh, it's been a while. It's been so long I've had to go in and click it so it didn't die. Kind of thing. Voicemail, emails always welcome. I am at least moderately active on Discord to a degree, but that's about it. I'm active no place else. So if you want to get in contact with me, email is probably the simplest, best way. Of course, like I've already hinted earlier, if you want to use a medium where there's recordable voice, video, pictures, and text, you can always hit us up on Voxer. You wanted us to join, just let us know. Send me an email. I'm just going to say thanks for the downloads. Thanks for coming out, Red, JJ, everybody for coming out. And I just want to end the podcast on a dad joke and just say to everyone, don't listen, whatever you do, be careful downloading this episode. Do you know why, Ivor?
I dread to think. I really don't know why.
Because it's the current episode. Oh, man. Current amp volts. Might get shocked. Thanks.
That was worse than Rust for the Sleeps.
It was. So thanks for coming out. Thanks for downloading. And we'll talk to everyone again real soon.
Okay.
Full chat. But it went cheaper. I'm just saying. Yeah, my sister-in-law, first year teacher, every day she puts a new dad joke up on the wall. Hasn't even been 2 weeks yet. She's had multiple teachers come to her and say, "You need to take that down."
Really?
She put what on the wall?
Every day it's a new dad
Dad
joke.
joke.
Oh, cool.
And she's had other teachers come there and say, "Look, you got to take it down."
What
Well, she
episode
says-
is this?
586.
Because it says 585 in the YouTube.
Dang it. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it is
One
585.
one job, Door. No, because I've got 584 here, and you guys did one since then.
Yeah, I've got 586 as well.
Because other teachers have kids coming to them all day saying the exact like the joke I heard it 40 times today.
She
Yeah,
should
they
just
should
say,
download
you're
it.
welcome.
The Dad Jokes app is brilliant. I still have it on my phone.
Yeah. Oh. Damn.
So you want some ideas for?
I do, but I have to run to the bathroom real quick because small
Okay.
bladder.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I'll be back.
That small thing there in front, that's not your bladder. Oh, you don't have to leave.
Talk among yourself.
You turn off your video, you're just going to be peeing there?
Sorry about that.
That's all right. I'm just looking like I'm looking at the top of the Ninja screen. It says that my CPU is overloaded, which I find pretty hard to believe with what I'm running. Like it's only using one. No, that's not true. It's using all 4 cores, but they're at like 82%. What is going on here? What's using this? What's the command, Door? Figure out what's using all the CPU.
HTOP or BTOP.
Well, I got bash top running.
Yeah, bash top. Then all you got to do is go tab down to the processors, and there should be a sort function there.
No, I've got processes, but that's only showing memory. It's not showing.
Then push to the left.
Oh, nice. Okay, yeah.
And then when you highlight the right column, I want to say S will sort it for you.
Filter processes. Oh boy, now I really fucked up.
I've switched over to BTOP, which is basically the same thing, just a touch prettier is what I'm going to say. Brain. I'm sorry, I lied. I switched to BTOP++.
BTOP++. What's the benefit of that?
I want to say it's written in C#, so it's quicker, snappier. I like the fact that numbers 1 through 4 enable or disable processor, mem and disk, processes, and network. So you can literally disable 3 of them and just look at your processor and that's it. Or you can, just have your processor and your network usage graphs going and hide everything else super easily. Very keyboard shortcut friendly.
I'll give that a go.
Okay, I have to come here and say E. Oh, I need to fix that. Control E. Control E. Bada bing. E. Effect. Amplify. We're going to de-amplify.
Yeah, you had a pretty good smack in there.
Yeah. And I can tell every time I don't do a show for a week because it's much more easier than I used to. Before I would put it up like that maybe and it was better. I don't know.
I can hear yours too, Ivor. Like when you type or something, you hit the mic arm.
Oh, do I? Oh, shit.
Well, how close is the bottom where the mic connects to your keyboard or to your desk? How close is that to your keyboard?
About 30 centimeters.
Yeah, because quite literally
inches.
Yeah, because the vibrations go from you hit the key through the keyboard, through the desk, and up the mic stand. That's where if you have the stupid like rubber band harness where the mic is literally like floating.
Yeah.
That's where that can help. I don't have that. That's why I have mine literally like 2.5 feet away from my keyboard.
Right. I should just turn my mic off when I type. That might help.
You might turn your mic off when you talk too.
I'm just so mad. I still cannot find a silent and air quote keyboard. There's only like 2 or 3 kinds that literally advertise themselves as silent. And it's like one of them is $300. I ain't doing that. And the other 2, when they have like videos there and they show people clicking the keys and you can hear the clicks. I'm like, that ain't silent. What the hell's wrong with you?
Close your ears, Door.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good one.
Just drop this. It wasn't anything else.
What are you doing under your desk, man?
I just had to get that Canadian resolution reference in this week.
It sounds like I need to watch this show.
Yeah.
Oh my god! When I started watching, I thought, "What the hell am I watching? This is not what I expected." And then by like the second episode, okay, I'm sold. I'm now going to stay up all night basically and just keep watching it.
Over the Cylon. What do you mean, Red? Red's calling me a Cylon now.
The only way it's like Mike Myers at all, traditional Mike Myers, is that he is playing multiple roles.
Yeah, it's a bit like Peter Sellers in what's that one he did with
Pink Panther?
No, the nuclear bomb one where what was it? Hang on.
Oh man. Now, another quick tangent. I don't understand how people do podcasts for years and they still can't stream and make it sound the same from week to week, or constantly have issues where the stream isn't going through or the co-host can't hear them. Because every time we have issues, it's like 5 seconds later we have it figured out, we're done. I know now at least 3 podcasters who've been podcasting for literally 5 years and they still can't get streaming right. So I literally try to say, look, use Video Ninja as your jumping off point. You should be able to at least get that up and running correctly. And it's like, no, they can't. They can't. Every week I listen to them, it's clear. It sounds like completely different every week. And one of the things that I know one of the guys does, he keeps putting a analog line out over to an analog line in to another computer. Like, dude, this ain't 89. What are you doing? You realize how much noise you're going to pick up doing that? It's analog. You don't want anything to use analog ever. Dude, this is not hard. I figured it out.
I'm still trying to figure out how to.
Oh no, that's because you're not using YouTube.
Yeah.
Because with YouTube, I'll tell you now, it's stupid easy. You just OBS, put in the code, you're done. Yeah. And the only reason I still use YouTube is just because it's a free backup.
Sure.
You know, just in case stuff goes boom, I have someplace else I can copy the data from. I just can't wait for something to finally actually compete.
And as far as the value tag we were talking about earlier, if you want me to look into it, or
I can. I telework tomorrow, so I can research.
Cool. I'll be working in my office here too. So if you have any questions or anything.
Oh my goodness.
But yeah, I should look at the getalby.com, I think it is, for that, unless you have a Lightning server set up or Lightning node.
No, I only have my one Raspberry Pi. I'm still just using it as like a desktop just because it seems to work fine. No, I lie. I'm a Raspberry Pi 3 being my Pi-hole server where literally every like 6 months it just decides to explode. I don't know why. Where sometimes it just doesn't boot. I'm a guess, I don't know, SD card going up or something, I don't know. And I have one
happens.
Yeah, and then I have the one in the garage is my Octa print server, which I can't live without.
So you're 3D printing?
From time to time is what I'll say. Yeah, like my sister-in-law starting teaching, half of her students are far below grade level, and the other half are like extremely above the grade level. So what she did was she had me print what she called doodle bobs, which was SpongeBob when he was the piece of paper, like with holding the pencil above his head, like shaking it, kind of thing. And it's basically just 3D printed him with his hands like that, so she can put on the kid's desk and put a pen on the kid's on his hands.
It's a good idea.
Yeah, she's trying.
Hey, I actually managed to get into your Next Cloud.
Cool.
Yeah, it's uploading, so that's good.
That is good. That's an improvement.
It's
I,
improvement last week.
I was worried. I kept thinking, oh man, one thing I forgot to mention. I keep wanting to mention this. This is now, I want to say 6 or 8 months after LastPass said they're going to change everything, and you can only use it on one, either mobile or desktop, or you'll pay us money.
Yeah.
I still paying them nothing, and basically once a week I just uninstall the app on Android and install an old version. Because there's another way that Google is now becoming even more and more less trustworthy as far as I'm concerned. I don't click update. I don't click upgrade, and the app upgrades. I mean, I don't,
does that, or is it?
It's either my phone or it's Google. But
Because
now, like,
it's turned on.
But now, like once a week or once every 10 days, I'll go to load up, log me in, and it will tell me I have to pick. No, I don't. Uninstall.
Well, didn't LastPass do that as well?
Yeah, that's what I said. LastPass.
Oh.
Yeah, and I can't, and I'm not using Passman yet on Nextcloud because Passman requires a genuine SSL cert with a root cert path, and mine's a self-signed.
You should use 1Password.
Do you mean the one with the local hackable password vault that you have to keep copying all over your network?
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm not doing that.
You should be running an Umbral node door. It has an app for
Bitwarden.
Yeah, Vault Warden.
No one has tried what I've told everyone to do. Go into your network, DNS black hole the Bitwarden servers, and the app stops working. Because they communicate with their servers all the time. In fact, that's where everything's actually stored. They say you can install a server. You can, but then that server just communicates with their servers. It just pushes everything up to the cloud. And as far as I know, they're not third-party, independent, audited like LastPass, so I'm not using Bitwarden, not right now. So at least with Passman, I know if I mess something up, it's my fault. Because it's on my Nextcloud. What I really should do is just take another SD card, yank this one out, put a new one in, and try to get Let's Encrypt working on that one. And then if it goes boom, I can just go back to the old SD card. But yeah, when I installed Bitwarden, I installed their server, I DNS blackholed all of their servers, star.bitwarden.com and stuff, and it wouldn't work. That was over a year ago.
Interesting. I mean, it says Vault Warden is an alternative implementation of Bitwarden server API written in Rust, compatible with upstream Bitwarden clients. So is just the API, or is it the actual server, or what?
The impression I got is you connect to that server, then that server wants to connect to the main servers.
Well, what's the point of that?
More security loopholes.
Vault Warden is perfect for self-hosting all of your passwords in an encrypted vault on your Umbral. Vault Warden is an implementation of Bitwarden that includes It's got YubiKey and dual support though.
Right.
You try a YubiKey? You ever try one? You ever try a YubiKey?
Yep, I've got one. I don't need to use it as much as I should, and whenever I need it, I don't have it. So I got that going for
Oh,
me.
there you go. You got one already. Yeah.
I got an old one. I need a new one. I need one with NFC is what I need.
Well, that's why he had to undo his fly before when you were computer. His YubiKey.
Yeah, I'm a fan of their ecosystem and how it's set up. How you can either use the oh god, what's it called? Oh man, I can't remember what it's called now.
What are you trying to say?
FIDO, where you can use the FIDO technology, or you can literally just hard code complex passwords. Yeah, I know two people now. Their work, they have two separate YubiKeys and two separate secure containers for the admin, the master admin account on the network, to where if every employee gets fired, the bosses know they can take these two YubiKeys. One's marked 1, one's marked 2. Both can unlock things. You put one in the machine, you tap it, you take it out, you put the other one in, and you tap it, and both combine make the password. One key is like the CIO has, the other one the COO has, or CISO.
It's like the nuclear keys to
Literally,
people
it's
at
like
the
a
same
nuclear
time.
option. Yeah. And I thought, man, that's a bit extreme. That's a bit excessive. Okay, I do have your file, Josh. So, did somebody say show idea or show name ideas? Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I just put them in the chat.
Yeah, I dropped the ball on that one. I'm much better in the tub doing that.
So the Audacity. So, wait a minute. The next file
I
didn't
put-
work for you, Ivor?
I did. I was
Just
just
uploading still.
Oh,
well, it should be finished now. The next cloud should be finished. So I just put the one into OneDrive as a redundancy in case there's a problem with the next cloud file.
all I see is Josh's and mine so far. But I don't see show names.
They're in the
That's in the-
YouTube chat.
Oh, gotcha. I'm slow.
Oh, I must have exited too early. Sorry. Told me.
Didn't say it.
First time in your life there, Captain 5, kids.
I mistimed my release.
That's another great show title, Mistimed Release. You open your window since we were recording? Because it's a lot brighter in there.
Who are you talking to? Me?
You. Door doesn't have windows in his dungeon.
Actually,
I-
I have a huge sliding glass door over there, which is dark. Whew. Okay.
The sun moves around quite quickly around the house, so just the level of ambient sunlight may have changed a bit in the last 2 hours.
Time does fly.
So is my audio a bit spotty again, was it?
Yeah, it's like every X seconds, like 1 second drops out. We can figure out most of the time what you're saying.
That's all right then. Jeez.
Well, I mean, I can't understand what you're saying most of the time when your internet's perfect.
Exactly. So you're not missing out on much.
And right in that most important word you just said, Yeah, so Josh, basically moving forward, I made one of my telework days Friday, just because I figured out finally, if I telework on Friday, that means I don't have to wake up for like another hour and a half almost in the morning.
Nice.
So it's easier. It's easier to stay up this time and do a show. Oh man.
So would a Friday be a good day for an interview?
Yeah.
Cool. I still want to do that. So would you recommend just doing it? Oh. Yeah, because we're streaming on Ninja, but then you're streaming to YouTube, which is the only public facing.
Well, no, OBS has built-in support for.
Yeah, I was going to say, using OBS.
Yeah, I tried to connect to a couple different servers, but I wasn't able to get it working properly.
I can't see it till I cancel the stream, turn it off. What the choices are baked in. But yeah, it's just one of those things. The more popular a service is, the more likely it's just going to be click, put the code in, click, done.
Well, there's one that I've been hosting that I was trying to do first before I went to that PeerTube instance.
Right. Yeah, I want to say Rich did use PeerTube.
Login verification. What do you mean it looks different than normal? Kiss my ass. You look different than normal, Linode.
Yeah, one of the things I watch on YouTube is basically Linode like experts, whatever.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. A couple of them seem really smart. A couple of them seem like if I worked with them, I'd like take all the bolts out of his chair just to watch him fall, and then just be like, "Oh my God, are you okay?" Secretly inside, just laughing my ass off. And then there's the one girl who's a Linode whatever specialist. She looks like she's in her like late 40s, but she's aging miraculously to where she's like in her 30s because she knows way too much. And she always talks about her being on the Commodore 64. I'm like, no, you look, you're in your 30s. No, you were not on a Commodore.
Suave comment, trying to charm someone. Oh, he looked far too young to have ever used a Commodore 64.
Yeah, she figured out a piece of hardware to connect the Commodore 64 to an Ethernet cable to get on the today in air quote internet, but because of course at the Commodore, you can't go to any HTTPS sites because you can't.
Yeah.
Probably go to a Gopher site.
Oh, I can't log in. I've done a couple Linode accounts because you can get 2 months for free, basically.
Yeah.
So but I don't know how to get to where I need to go.
All right, guys, I'm gonna kill the live stream. It was Red and J&J. And I can't believe I forgot what J&J. I want to say John, but I don't want to say it's John.
Yeah, it's John. He said his name was John.
Okay, because I knew it, and then now he calls himself J&J, so I keep guessing. Like, maybe it ain't. Very cool, yeah. So no Eric?
No, he's got a new job. He's working at it's right down the bottom of the South Island. And
I guess that's a good thing.
Yeah, it's a bit cold down there for my liking, but okay with it. Yeah, so one of those things about his new job is that he can't be online watching us.
Gotcha. All right, I'm going to kill the live stream. Red
Later,
and
guys.
John, thank you guys for coming out.